Hi everyone, Shane R. Monroe here. Today I want to talk about a feeling, a weird, unsettling feeling that a lot of longtime tech and entertainment fans seem to be sharing right now. And no, we're going to keep politics out of this. This is about technology, gaming, film, TV, streaming. All of it feels like it's drifting in the wrong direction all at the same time. After more than 40 years watching these industries rise, fall, and reinvent themselves, I've never felt a shift quite like this. Let's talk about it. Stick around.
Let's go into the Monroe world.
For most of our lives, technology followed a pretty reliable arc. Not perfect, not always smooth, but generally forward. Faster hardware, better software, more freedom, more capability. Even when things felt wrong, the long-term direction felt positive. Lately, though, that confidence is gone. Instead of progress, there's this creeping sense of erosion. Not a crash outright, not a collapse, but a steady breakdown of trust, ownership, quality. 100 little warning signs popping up everywhere all at once. AI is probably the clearest example, right? The problem with AI isn't that it's being locked down or restricted. It's that everyone's panic bolting AI onto everything, whether it makes sense or not. Every app needs AI, every device needs AI, every service needs an AI assistant, an AI summary, AI recommendation engine. Products that used to be simple and reliable are suddenly bloated, confusing, and unpredictable. This doesn't feel like innovation. It feels like a gold rush. Companies aren't asking whether AI improves the experience, they're asking how fast they can slap the label on before investors lose interest. And when you've been around long enough, you recognize that sound. That's the sound of a bubble stretching. At the same time, Windows, the foundation of personal computing for decades, no longer feels like a tool built for users. It feels like a billboard that happens to boot your PC. Ads in the start menu, prompts, upsells, suggestions you didn't ask for. Features pushed not because they're useful, but because they're profitable. The operating system doesn't feel neutral anymore. And once users stop trusting the foundation, they start looking for exits. That's why something remarkable is happening at the same time. Linux is no longer a punchline for gamers. Proton and Wine have matured to the point where Linux gaming is not only viable, it's growing fast. SteamOS is real. People are willingly switching, not because Linux is perfect, but because it feels cleaner, quieter, more respectful. 10 years ago, that idea would have been laughable. Today, feels like people escaping digital fatigue. Gaming itself is another flashing warning light, right? Prices are rising fast, $70 base games, digital editions, season passes, battle passes, microtransactions, subscriptions layered on top of subscriptions. At the same time, publishers are merging aggressively. Studios are shutting down. Creativity is being squeezed out by engagement metrics and monetization models. Even physical games, the last anchor of ownership, are becoming glorified license keys. Yeah, you buy a disc, but half the game downloads anyway. The magic isn't gone yet, but it's buried under aggressive business models. Film and TV might be the most alarming of all. Streaming was supposed to be the future, the digital utopia, one-stop shop, no more cable TV. Instead, we're watching massive companies merge, then merge again, then immediately start cutting content. Entire shows canceled mid-story, finished movies and full seasons deleted for tax write-offs. Not shelved, deleted. Content that existed one day and is gone the next with no legal way to watch it ever again. Streaming prices keep rising, libraries keep shrinking, ads keep coming back, and the promise of digital convenience feels extraordinarily hollow. For the first time, digital media doesn't feel modern. It feels fragile. And that leads us to one of the biggest signals that something is genuinely wrong. Oddly, the resurgence of physical media. Blu-ray, 4K Ultra HD, CD, vinyl, even niche formats like cassettes are making a comeback. This isn't about nostalgia. This isn't retro obsession. This is survival instinct. People are realizing that digital ownership isn't ownership at all. Shows vanish, games get delisted, movies you pay for disappear because a licensing deal expired or a company decided the content wasn't worth keeping alive at all. When the average consumer starts saying, I need the disc because the digital version might not be there tomorrow, That's not a trend, that's a warning sign. Across AI, Windows, gaming, film, TV, and streaming, the pattern is all the same. Consolidation over creativity, monetization over quality, novelty over usefulness. Ownership replaced by access, and access replaced by uncertainty. Instead of building better experiences, companies are optimizing spreadsheets. And the result is an ecosystem that feels unstable, noisy, and exhausting. But here's the part that gives me a little bit of hope. Every time big industries lose their way, alternatives rise. Linux gaming is growing, indie games are outperforming AAA in creativity, independent filmmakers are telling better stories than massive studios, physical media collectors are preserving culture, the corporations are discarding, smaller platforms are quietly doing things better, cleaner, and more honestly. The tighter the grip at the top, the more innovation slips through the cracks. So if you've been feeling like something bad is coming, like the digital world suddenly feels less trustworthy, you're not alone. A lot of us feel the pressure change, the fatigue, the instability, the sense that the bubble is swelling across multiple industries at once. But historically, these moments are also where real change begins. When systems break, better ones get built. When corporations overreach, people find alternatives. And when digital empires wobble, ownership, creativity, and authenticity matter again. I'm Shane R. Monroe. Thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. You guys know what to do. Take good care, and we'll see you next time.